Hey everybody, Chris here again. Welcome back to the channel. Always good to have you with us. So today, we're going to look at an MPEG video capture card. The FutureTel PrimeView NS 320, and here it is in all of its glory. So in a past video, I unboxed a bunch of items that I got from Alltronics, and I got 3 of these cards. Here's one of them. You can see here that this card has S-video input, as well as B and C video input, and stereo audio input, a right and a left. So what we're going to do is have a look at this card today and see what sort of capabilities it has and what we can do with it. Let's get to it. So here we have my Gateway Pentium 3 system, which is running Windows 2000, and I've installed one of my 3 cards into this system, and what we're going to do is look at the capabilities. Now, in order to actually find this software, I had to dig way back into the archive of the internet and go to the Wayback Machine, and by going there I was able to find software for this card. And as such, we can now see that it's installed and running on this lovely Windows 2000 system. Now, despite the very elementary look of the software here, this card was actually not a cheap card. And as you can see here, back when this card debuted back in 1998, the pricing was quite high for it. So this is definitely not a cheap piece of hardware. And from what I understand, this particular card was used in corporate video delivery machines or systems, as well as for capturing video professionally. So once again, not a cheap card. So here you can see that I have a very simple and basic DVD player, and I've taken that DVD player and hooked in S-video as well as left and right audio channels, and those connections correspond with what we have on the card with the audio and the S-video. We're all hooked into the Gateway Pentium 3 PC at this point, so let's go ahead and have a look at some of the different options for recording. If we go over here to configuration, you can see that we can choose either MPEG 1 or MPEG 2 video formats. I think we're going to stick with MPEG 2 today. And you can also choose if you want to do different types of multiplexing to create a super video CD, for example, or audio and video only, as well as an audio-video split. Or you can just leave it up to the program to decide. I figure that's what that's all about. You can also set your packet size. Maybe we'll try some of the different settings there and see what happens. And you can also control the bit rates for both the video and the audio, as well as the system bit rate. So lots of different options here. From there we can go to the video tab, and you can choose the resolution that you want, as well as the input selection. For us, it's always going to be S-video since I don't have the composite configured. And we're going to do NTSC since we're in the United States. You can also choose the aspect ratio, so maybe we'll try a couple of different aspect ratios and see what we get there. As for audio, you can choose a couple of different layers, as well as stereo or mono, or some of these other joint settings here. And I guess there's some sort of correction factor as well, and a sample rate. So we'll go with the best for all of that. We also have the ability to adjust brightness, contrast, saturation, and hue for the color items. And we can choose where to put the file, whether or not it's going to be direct show, and whether we want an audio, a video, or a multiplexed. So I'm going to just go ahead and output to drive C, and we'll do a multiplexed video. So let's get to doing some recording. I'll hit the start button here, and I'll go ahead and hit the play button on the DVD player, and we'll record for just a few seconds here to see what we get. That should be good. And I already have a shortcut set up here, so now we can go and play the video back. So we can see us hitting the play button there.
Hey everybody!
Hey, I know that guy!
Welcome back to the channel. Always good to have you with us. That's it.
So that was our 16 by 9 by 480 output. I'll go ahead and pause it so that we can see what a frame looks like. So not the greatest quality, of course. This is obviously a much higher resolution that we're looking at here on the screen, but we do get something, so it's kind of cool. All right, so that's going to be our first recording. Let's do another. For our second recording, I thought we could change the aspect ratio to 4:3, and maybe we can play with some of the color settings while the video is recording and see what happens. So let's go ahead and save those settings, and let's hit start here. We'll overwrite the existing file. I know it's a masterpiece, but we're going to overwrite it. And then if we go into config, maybe we can come in here and actually adjust some of the color and the brightness. And let's really saturate the heck out of this, and hues as well. All right, I think that's enough torture. Let's see if we can kind of put things back to where they were, more or less. Then we can click OK. I guess there's some FIFO level measurement that's happening over here, which shows you if you have enough buffer. And we've recorded about 30 seconds, so I think that's good. Let's go play it back.
Some 3.5-inch floppy drive mounting kits.
Fascinating.
And they had 3 of them listed on their website.
Ah, you can see the adjustments going on there and how that takes it in real time. Oh man,
So here they are.
that's kind of a good look for me.
Let's open up one of these.
And then from there, we're back to normal again. I'm kind of digging this. I like this kind of Oompa Loompa Chris here, or maybe Violet from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory when she ate the blueberry. But yeah, I guess you can play with different colors and do different things. Kind of interesting how that turned out. So that'll be our second experiment here. For our third experiment, why don't we try and change some of these like packet size settings. And maybe we can change the bit rates as well. Let's like cut it down quite a bit. Oh wow, okay. So if you cut the system rate down, it automatically adjusts the video bit rate, it looks like. Let's make it like even lower. Let's make it super low. And we'll see if we see any sort of degradation in quality. It may be hard to see, but we'll see what we can find here. And I think with that, yeah, I think we'll just make that our only change this time. Oh, let's change the audio quality too. Let's make it 32 kilohertz and see if we notice a difference. And from there, let's go ahead and output the file. And actually, we have 30 seconds worth of video recorded. Let's see what the file size is. Maybe we can put these side by side. So it's 21 megabytes was how big the last file was. I'll make a copy of it. Let's go ahead and record 30 seconds of video with these new settings and see what we get. That should do. Let's go look at the file size. Okay, wow, that file is only 3 megabytes or 4 megabytes versus the 21 megabytes. I have a feeling that even with this 480 video size, we're going to notice quite a change in quality. Let's have a look.
Oh, interesting. So this is both a piece.
So what you can see is as I move around, you see a lot of squares, and that's, I guess, the MPEG video trying to catch up. Let's turn up the sound a little bit.
TI card, but also has to connect to an IS.
I'd say the audio sounds a little bit more tinny as well. You can see as my mouth moves how the quality's pretty bad as well.
Maybe I'll just keep it anyway.
So yeah, I guess that bit rate can definitely make a difference, and I would say the audio quality makes a difference as well. But with that little change, you can see that we dropped quite a bit. So for our final test here, let's really crank things up. I've set the bit rate as high as it'll go. I've set the packet size to 4096. I've come over to the audio tab, and I've set the audio sample rate to 48 kilohertz and turned on the CRC. Let's record 30 seconds and see what we get. That should do. Let's go look at the file size. Wow. So the file size is 56.7 megabytes. Let's see what it looks like when we play it.
There it goes. Oh, this is for Windows NT.
So I honestly can't tell much difference between the quality of this and the quality of what we had before. I think the bit rate is about as high as it'll go, or was about as high as it would go before. And we've stretched out the aspect ratio, which is probably why it was a larger file.
So as you can see here, I've swapped out the Pentium 233.
Audio sounds a little bit better, but I would actually honestly expect more given how much we bumped that up.
For a Pentium 3 system, this is a gateway system. And the reason I did that.
So I guess that's pretty much what we get. One other thing I wanted to show you is the actual card installed in the machine. So here you can see the card installed in this Pentium 3 gateway system. Now, I actually originally tried installing the card in this second from the top slot, and it did not work. As a result, I ended up moving it down a couple of slots, and it did work. And that can be the nature of the game sometimes when it comes to IRQs with PCI slots, but moving it definitely got it working, and there it is installed in the system. So that's what I had for you today, the FutureTel PrimeView NS 320 MPEG capture card. Definitely subscribe to the channel. There's more content to come. Ring that notification bell and you'll be notified when new videos are posted. I certainly have a lot of content in the queue, so there's more to come for sure. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If not, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs down. But anyway, that's all for now, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.